Good morning, Michael Jackson fans. Hoo-hoo, it is Saturday morning and I've got some things to talk about. Now, right in front of me, you see Dave on LKL. Is Michael Jackson still alive? Is that the subject? No. But we could talk about that video. So if you go back and watch, and if you play the part where he says, I decided to become my own person, if you reverse that, he says, they sure know I'm Michael Jackson. So there's a lot of other characters that we know are Michael Jackson too. But let's have some fun, shall we? Okay. Looks like Justin Bieber's already over his so-called facial paralysis. And interesting pictures he's putting out. Now this one, he's in front of a moon. Now where have we seen this before? Michael Jackson's silhouette, but even more so during the hoax. The controversial Jack Crooner that certain people think is not Michael, and other people really believe it is. Most of the fans believe it is. And there's actually some proof that there is. One of his videos, I've actually included in one of my videos. He's not only wearing the red bracelet, but if you look at his chest, you can see it is similar to Michael Jackson, so is the skin color. And Dr. Farshin is a very swarthy man. His skin is olive tone. Okay, that is not going to change. And he has naturally dark brown-black hair, right? And dark features. So even if he bleached his hair up blonde, that is not going to change his skin tone. He has never been pale. He's a swarthy foreign man. He's got that olive skin tone. So think about that. And I don't know about his legs being bowed or not. Anybody can stand that way. I can stand that way and my legs are not bowed, okay? There's an explanation for everything. And as I've told you guys before, there are two of everything. So yes, he's a real doctor, but also Michael has impersonated him, not as a doctor, as a singer. And guess what? That is not illegal. Moving right on, we've got somebody who made a video called Celebrities Alive, I believe. And I know even though it's not under the Believe channel, it's the same makers of the Believe channel. So they've got some things going on. Some interesting pictures, I think a little more recent, of Tupac. They might have actually nailed that. And I'm bringing up the Tupac because, as I told you guys in my last video, Tupac has become one of the keys in solving this hoax. And it'll be in my big video that I'm working on. This is an impromptu in between, so don't get too excited. Well, you can get excited if you want to. News is news, right? But this is not so much to entertain as it is to inform. And moving up, I'm going to skip that part. Speaking of the devil, Tupac. Napoleon of the Outlaws says Tupac turned down Michael Jackson collab because the King of Pop didn't show up at the studio session. Now, does it even sound like him to not show up for an appointment, not call or anything? So before they were saying that Michael actually wanted to do something with Biggie instead of Tupac. Okay, I mean, he might have his preferences. Now it's a whole nother story, but the point is it was to bring your attention and your focus to Tupac, okay? So as I told you before, he was key and central. And if you look at it now, they're bringing him up. He's being resurrected. And speaking of resurrection, look what we have found. Michael Jackson Memorial that mysteriously disappeared from his childhood home has suddenly become found. Remember when that thing disappeared off the lawn and they were saying, why did it disappear? Because he wasn't dead. Well, now all of a sudden it's back, and the timing is a little bit suspect, but not really, because, as I told you before, I think we're running out of time, which means he's about to do the thing. He's about to do the darn thing. I'm telling you, he's about to. Anyway, and moving up and on, Madonna attends the Michael Jackson Broadway musical, says star Miles Frost made me cry. Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is, I never left you. Oh, very good one, Madonna. Yeah, she got hers in. So, as you can see, all the soldiers of love are popping up. And speaking of popping up, yes, we have, let's skip that. Beyonce. What if we gave Beyonce some Michael Jackson type stuff? Beyonce's producer on making Deja Vu. Deja Vu, been there, done that, seen it before. What have we seen her do? Well, God, she's taking her daughter out dressed like Michael Jackson. And she was also doing the Super Bowl dressed like Michael Jackson. Yes, she is a soldier of love. Now, rolling back down, this popped up. How to watch Michael Jackson, a faking it special. I'm like, what? What? Are they actually going to talk about him faking his death? Well, I guess it turns out it was supposed to be about some other things that were faked. Now, I missed this. It supposedly aired on the 4th, and I'm just seeing this today. Today is the 6th, so that was 2 days past. If any of you out there saw it, you can let me know what it was about. I'm going to look around and see if I can find out what it was about and see what's going on with that. Now, I'm going to roll back down because I've been posting this morning. Found this thing, Michael Jackson, Tuesday, the 26th of July, Cardiff Arms Park, staff BBC pass. Now, this pass was supposed to be from 1988. But the key here is Cardiff. Now, we know about the Cardiff Giant and Cardiff Wales and the concert that they did overseas and all the fans were upset about. But the key was the Cardiff Giant, which was a big hoax, a giant hoax, because the Cardiff Giant did not exist. It was something that somebody made trying to pass off as one of the largest human beings there ever were. But it was a hoax, and of course that was the whole point, to let you know that Cardiff was about a hoax. So here we are, Cardiff, as early as 1988. Could this be proof that he was planning as early as 1988? Now that would be 21 years. Now I actually had a video that I could not retrieve that was in a laptop of mine, an older HP, which actually, I don't know if you knew about the older HPs, they used to overheat real badly, and a lot of them would get what they would call the black screen of death. And when that happens, you would be lucky if the screen came back up, or you could even get into it and retrieve anything. But I had a video in there. The content of the video was Michael Jackson on audio along with Conrad Murray. Conrad Murray was supposed to be in the midst, literally in the midst of making the 911 call. And you could hear the audio of him talking to Michael saying, I really don't want to do this. What if it goes badly? And Michael told him in his own voice, don't worry about it. I've planned this, set it up for 15 years. So from 2009, having had it set up for 15 years, that would have taken us all the way back to 1993. And what happened in 1993? The big Oprah interview where she goes to Neverland Ranch, and it was one of the most watched interviews ever, okay? So that was also right around the time when all this molestation accusations started coming up. So as you can see, one thing leads to another. It is all connected. But bringing it back up today, look at all these things. This was just me Googling it today. So we got something with Beyonce. We've got something with Michael Jackson. They're indicating him faking something. We've got Madonna saying, talking about making her cry. You know, it's like, now you can also connect the crying to who? Paris Jackson. She said she knew how to cry on cue. That was one of the things that her father taught her. So it's all coming together. Everything is always in twos. One thing leads to another, and you could pair it off. There's two characters, two references, two different soldiers of love doing something that goes and matches together, as I've told you before. And there was a big controversy about this memorial plaque being missing, that it's carved out, that was in front of the house, and lo and behold, it pops up all of a sudden out of nowhere, now of all times. Interesting, right? Just like the Tupac story pops up, of all the things that could pop up, why now? You know? Same thing with the Cardiff thing. Same thing with all this other stuff. Justin Bieber, now there's another element to that. His tour that he has resumed, it was canceled twice because of COVID. Okay, that's understandable, and I believe that was real. But now he suddenly resumed it. He's past this thing he was supposedly at. But there is actually a clip of him in the intro of his concert. And of all things, he is standing on a plane. Now, his album, the new album was called Justice, right? And the tour is called the Justice Tour. Now, of course, we've always referred to Michael, as everybody getting justice for him. Now, of course, if you want to hook up the justice word, that would be poetic justice. And, of course, Janet played the character Justice in two we got. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but I'm like, my mind is going 100 miles an hour. But anyway, Janet played the character of Justice, who was the love interest of Tupac. Now, I don't know if you saw the other day, but I also posted another article about Tupac that came up. And let me see, right here. Why did Janet Jackson refuse to kiss Tupac? So that popped up. That was actually something that was on Quora. And supposedly she wanted him to have an AIDS test or something before she kissed him. Now, I don't know if this is some kind of crazy setup or something that happened back then. But it's interesting that it pops up among some other things. And it's like, okay. And then here we've got Omar Bati. And of course, he's dancing like Michael. He had to see if he still remembered one of these dances after 20 years. I'm like, why would he forget? And of course, he's wearing black and white. And he's got a video of Michael dancing and everything. So you can see he's doing the same moves that he learned, taught to him by Michael, what have you. But he's wearing black and white, and I don't even know why this is. Let me see. I'm going to tune in the music. I don't know if falling back like that means anything or not. But, of course, timing. And then we've got Elton John. And Elton John says Michael Jackson was a disturbing person to be around. Disturbing. Now, I don't know what he's implying. But there was a lot of things that he said, and you can read some of them. I actually copied and pasted some of the things that was said, but at some point in the interview, he started sequestering himself away from the world and away from reality the way Elvis Presley did. So there we go. Elvis Presley, they got him in there. He's another character in this. Of course, Michael was married to Lisa Marie Presley, but the big point in all of that was that the interview that she did with Oprah, and she's wearing purple for royalty, and also we know that Oprah in the intro said that, isn't it strange that both your ex-husband and your father died exactly the same way, down to the play-by-play? It's like, here we go. So Elton John comes out of the blue, talks about Michael's behavior being disturbing, and then, of course, makes reference to Elvis Presley and him being the same way. And, of course, we know that Lisa Marie Presley said that Michael said to her that he thought he was going to die the same way that her father did. So it never ends. One thing leads to another. And so on and so on and so on and so on. But they are ramping it up. And don't let anybody tell you nothing ain't happening now, because it is. And here we go. Now, this is a picture that was on my page. Actually was posted, I think, 3 years ago. And you know how Facebook has anniversary of your posting, whatever, and you can repost it if you want to. So I went ahead and did that. And who do we have? Halloween, Michael Myers, and of course that is Michael Jackson. Check out the hands, and he's with Omar Bati. And actually, this was posted on Kenny Ortega's blog for Halloween. So, interesting connections, right? But of course, we know about the Michael Myers thing. Halloween ends October 14th, they are finally releasing the film that they were supposed to release a year ago on October 16th of last year. Of course, the film was put back because of COVID, and as I told you in my last video, they resumed it and they started production again in January and they wrapped it up. Now it's in the can and it's ready to go October 14th this fall, so we'll see what happens with that. But here we go. And then of course we've had a lot of talks about biopics, and of course Elvis has his biopic right now. And Doja Cat did the song Hound Dog. She made a remix of that. Now I don't know how that's has anything to do with anything. I'm still watching her to see if maybe she's connected with anything. But this girl has been working on her singing career for 10 years. She had so many songs that just didn't get any airplay, or anything, no attention. I have been playing her videos on Facebook like left and right because I started listening to her music. And this girl, oh my God, she is an absolute musical genius. She is wacky as I don't know what, but her music is the shit, I'm telling you. I knew she was going to blow up. And lo and behold, she did. And then all of a sudden, she got the score to the music in the Elvis biopic, which was, whoa, it's like, what happened? But yeah, I mean, she's actually worth it. If I were you, I'd check out all her music because I don't even care what the lyrics are. Her music, all of it sounds different and all of it's good. You can cut out the rap part because that's the part that usually gets a little bit, I call it flowery, but you know what I mean, a little obscene here and there. But overall airplay, I mean, if you cut out that crap, it's good stuff. Say So and Didn't Even Notice, the songs like that, and she's on her way. And of course, now the connection with her, she's done some things with The Weeknd, at least on 2 occasions. So you've got that, and so there's a connection there too. So we've got her connected with The Weeknd, and we've got her connected with the Elvis movie. So I'm just looking for her to do something a little more specific. She may not, because I don't know if she's into this hoax or what. But I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together as usual. But I do notice my eyebrows are raised when I see even the slightest connection. So we will go with that. And I'm thinking that's all, folks, at least for now. If you want, you can visit my page at Steamy Hot Latin on YouTube. And maybe take a refresher and go back and look at some things. Or you can visit my websites. My links are all on my page, on my Facebook page. Go visit the Believe website that I have. And I actually have a gallery. So if you'd like to see some of the photos that were collected during the course of the hoax, it's kind of like proof of what the so-called Army of Love was doing, including Janet and everybody else who participated in this thing. You're more than welcome to do that, and I encourage everyone to do so, but you don't have to. You could just sit back, relax, and watch the show because it is about to rev up, and I've been promising that video, and it is going to come because I am running out and something is coming, okay? And we've got every proof in the world that something's coming because they are starting to rev up on these clues again, but it's not just clues, it's more like suggestions, like keep your eyes open because something's coming. And the key here, Tupac, okay? So you're going to see a lot of Tupac and all the Disney movies and things that are coming out. Rise and Risen, Rise. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen that. So that's indicating a resurrection. Rest in peace, as in resurrection is possible. And with that, I am going to say goodbye. At least for now, but don't be surprised if I'm back even sooner because I'm finding things left and right. I can't even keep up with all because it's coming too quick. So with that, I will say adios, amigos.